Cousin. There's him. He's alive. What?
Adrien Brody plays a Hungarian Jewish architect who comes to America in The Brutalist, one of few new movies I'll be reviewing this week on the season finale of CJ at the Movies, along with some new films starring Julianne Moore, Tilda Swinton, and Nicole Kidman, and a new film version of Nosferatu. I'm Christopher Zweig. Let's take a look. Our first movie is The Brutalist, which I think is the best film of the year. It's another 3-hour epic about the American dream, but even in the 2020s, this one is filmed in VistaVision and has an overture, a 15-minute intermission, and an epilogue. But it also has a complex character study, particularly the immigrant and Holocaust survivor named Laszlo Toth. He's a Hungarian Jewish architect, played memorably and authentically by Adrien Brody. As his entrance in America begins, Toth travels to Philadelphia to work in his cousin's furniture store, and then for a billionaire played by Guy Pearce, who wants him to be part of his vision.
Join me in looking forward toward the future.
What do you think?
It's unusual, even for you.
Felicity Jones plays Toth's ill-stricken wife, who is one of the few of his family members to come to America, but as he becomes part of the billionaire's vision, his marriage begins to feel threatened. What isn't an American dream without dreams, conflicts, and pathos all rolled into one?
Promise you won't betray him. I promise.
The Brutalist was written and directed by Brady Colbert, who directed Voxelox, and who also acted in Melancholia, 13 and Clouds of Sils Maria, among others. This is a major step up for him as he enters Coppola territory, and Brody gives his best performance since the Grand Budapest Hotel, literally a decade ago. There's a lot to gaze at, a lot to examine, and a lot of time for this architect to adjust to his new American life. Appreciate this intermission, because you're gonna need it. Fresh off his success with his English-language short films The Human Voice and Strange Way of Life, Pedro Almodovar makes his English-language feature debut, The Room Next Door. He reunites with his Human Voice star Tilda Swinton as a terminally ill woman named Martha who feels deteriorated from the treatments, especially since they aren't curing her. So this would be a good time to reunite with her old writer friend Ingrid, played by Julianne Moore, or it could be part of her suicide plan. I think it's both, especially since Martha would write a note to the police saying Ingrid had nothing to do with her death.
I'll sleep with my door open, and the day that you find it closed is the day it's already happened.
The Room Next Door is not a perfect Almodovar film because there's a flashback sequence that uses corny dialogue that wouldn't be worthy of his entries, and the story doesn't exceed his last feature, Parallel Mothers, in terms of the directions it takes, but the movie is still an Almodovar entry regarding his characters, their situations and plans, and the color palettes used here. Swinton and Moore are both exceptional in the ways they handle the screenplay with timing and persistence. They also feel and act like characters worthy of an Almodovar piece, especially in a sentimental hospital scene when Martha praises the pink snow falling from the sky. Now you know that's his work. Next up, The Fire Inside, which is based on the true story of Clarissa Shields, who became the first woman to win a gold medal in boxing. Written by Barry Jenkins, who just released Mufasa the Lion King, and directed by cinematographer Rachel Morrison in her directing debut, the movie is powerful in its acting and its courage in representing women's rights in the boxing world. Grownish star Ryan Destiny, who is literally the same age as the boxer, plays Shields, who has been training since childhood, and now that she's in her teens, she needs to overcome the challenges that the boxing world has to offer.
So you want to pass, and everything you see out there is just one more thing to get in your way.
Oh, what you doing?
You think I don't know about what it's like to be 16? Hormones all everywhere?
Don't nobody want to hear about your nasty hormones.
Oh, you don't? Well, I'm going to tell you, though.
And Brian Tyree Henry co-stars as her volunteer trainer who struggles to make ends meet just to help her reach to the top.
It's way bigger than boxing, Russ. So it's going to be up to you to show who Clarissa Shields really is.
I can tell The Fire Inside is a Jenkins-written movie because of how he expresses African-American characters, fictional or non-fictional, and their drama that reflects on life. He also breaks free from formulas from his previous films to tell a boxing story through the eyes of Shields, and it couldn't be more outspoken or fearless than how the trailers or posters would suggest. Both Destiny and Henry are exceptional with the right convictions and emotions. So much so that it's literally impossible not to read between their lines. The Fire Inside also allows us to see both kinds of fighting, whether they're boxing or arguing, and they're both handled with emotions and sincerity. Next up, Nosferatu, Robert Eggers' version of the classic vampire that's just as haunting as the story was always intended to be. The vampire, also named Count Orlok, is now played by Bill Skarsgard, and as the film begins in 1838 Germany, the real estate agent Thomas Hutter, played by Nicholas Hoult, must visit his castle to settle his affairs, while Lily Rose Depp plays his wife, who is under the vampire's powers.
Come to me. Come to me. Hear my call. Come to me.
Maybe some elements in Nosferatu are a little over my head, but I do acknowledge that the 1922 version and the new one also reflect on our reality. That version was made after the Spanish flu, and this one was made after the COVID-19 pandemic, and yet it doesn't feel outdated. In fact, it contributes it among our fears, and there's a deeper meaning on all accounts. Eggers makes this vampire movie not only gorgeous and haunting, but also thought-provoking and risky, and the performances are all universally excellent, and to Eggers' brothers Sam and Max, who just made the awful Front Room, this is how you make a horror movie. And our last movie is Babygirl, and like Eyes Wide Shut, it's an affair movie set during the holidays in New York City and starring Nicole Kidman. This time she plays a company CEO who meets her much younger intern played by Dickinson after he tames a barking dog in the streets.
Hey, how'd you get that dog to calm down?
I gave it a cookie.
You always have cookies on you.
Why, do you want one?
As his internship continues and as her company becomes more ambitious, he tries to lure her in, but she can't because she wants to be devoted to her theater director husband played by Antonio Banderas. They both share a kiss, which he later calls inappropriate, but they keep this affair going, and now Kidman has a lot to unwrap here. Christmas humor.
We need to set some rules that you and I both agree on.
Did you order this?
Starting with, I tell you what to do and you do it.
And if I don't?
Get on your knees.
No! What?
Get on your knees now.
I'm...
Is that what you want?
Babygirl is written and directed by Helena Wren, who has gained more attention with Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Even though not everything is clear, her latest movie has the right kind of eroticism and stars. It has some good taste in music, it's beautifully photographed by Jasper Wolf, who also did Bodies, 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 and it knows how to be sexy and provocative simultaneously. Kidman, Dickinson, and Banderas all have chemistry that allows us to ease into their situations. There are going to be rejections, challenges, and choices that don't have to be crazy, but gripping with the right direction. This is almost as fresh as Eyes Wide Shut. Recapping this week's new movies, thumbs way up for The Brutalist, thumbs up for The Room Next Door, thumbs way up for The Fire Inside, thumbs way up for Nosferatu, and finally, and this was quite a week at the movies, thumbs way up for Babygirl. Well, those are the new movies I'm reviewing this week on this season finale of CJ at the Movies. I'm Christopher Zweig. Stay safe, Happy New Year, and I'll see you at the movies. For more amazing content, please like and subscribe to my channels, and please read my reviews at cjatthemovies.com and download the new HD Radio app.